While part one mainly focused on the medieval times, there had been countless tortures that led into the Dark Ages and a lot that happened even after. And this is just a handful of those. So first one on the list, this happened a little bit before the medieval times during like ancient Rome and Greece type of era. It was called the brazen bull.
What's that, like arrows to the buttocks?
No. Okay. No, this one it wasn't doing no funny diddy butt stuff.
Oh, okay.
All right, no, this one was a giant bronze or brass bull that was created by an architect by the name of Paralos from Athens. He made it for the King Phalaris the Tyrant is what the guy's name was. King Phalaris the Tyrant.
The king is a tyrant.
Yes.
Wow. I mean,
lovely fucking name,
some
right?
of these politicians need to add that to their names.
So, all of them. All right, so all it was a giant, like I said, giant bronze bull that people would get tortured by being shoved inside this bull. They'd get a latch closed, and then underneath it, they would light a fire.
Oh,
basically cooking the motherfucker.
Damn.
Right? And the architect who made it, he also made it with like tubed instrument kind of inside of it. So your yells, when you would scream in agonizing pain on the inside,
made music.
It would make a bull sound coming out the nostril instead of actually sounding like you screaming.
Clever.
Now, this Pharaoh, however you pronounce his name, the tyrant, he wanted a demonstration. So he asked Paralos to show him how it worked. And when Paralos got inside of this motherfucker to show him how you would put a body in it, the king shut the damn door and lit a fire underneath it because he wanted a live demonstration. What a piece of shit.
Hey, you can't blame him. His name is Tyrant. Why the fuck did you trust him?
This next one, this was basically like if you didn't have one of these, you didn't have a torture chamber. You know what I'm saying? That's what this one was.
It was the weakest link.
No, this was just like a staple for all torture chambers. It was called the.
Got one of those?
Yeah, like you fucking up.
Chamber 5,000.
Yeah, and so this was called the rack.
Hey, rack it up.
So all the rack was a table that had two like wooden pulley systems. And again, this is another one that had a lot of different variations, but for the most part, it had two different like wood wheel pulley systems. No, man.
All right, just checking. A lot of butt shit happening.
So. This fucking guy. Basically, this motherfucker you would have your hands and feet attached to ropes on this rack, and then on each side they would just crank the wheels, and it would just keep stretching your body out until eventually your muscles would tear, your tendons would tear, your ligaments would tear, your bones would break,
and then your limbs tear.
Yep.
And then you're done so.
Yeah, and then you're done so.
It just rips you apart.
Yep. So that was again one that started before. It was used during the Dark Ages, and then it kept going after. So that's why I was saying this was basically like a staple of torture chambers. You had to have one, or you just weren't. You just were fucking up. You didn't have a torture chamber.
Your torture chamber whack, bro.
Like,
you ain't got one of these?
Was it even real? What the hell?
Like, man.
This one also had a bunch of different variations as well. It was called the wheel or the breaking wheel, or it had like several different other names as well. One variation was it was just a giant fucking wooden wheel. You would get tied to an end of it, and then they'd find a fucking hill, a rocky hill, and roll your ass down that bitch. Just fucking you up the whole way down, smashing you into rocks and stuff.
Oh, it's smashing you.
Yeah, you're tied to it and rolling down on the outside of the wheel. Doom, 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 doom.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was thinking just a completely different thing.
I thought they'd be on the inside or something?
No, I thought you're like in the wheel, like the wheel is around you.
No.
To the wheel. And
no, you're strapped to the outside of the wheel and then being rolled down the hill.
Yeah, you fuck, buddy.
They also had versions of it where the wheel would be kind of like made on like on an axle, right? Okay. And they would tie you to the outside of it, and they'd rotate the wheel, and at the bottom there would be a flame or there would be spikes that would just rip you apart as you're rolling by it. So they had some fucking diabolical shit then. They would also break your bones and then weave your arms and stuff through the spindles of the spokes of the wheel and then leave you for display somewhere or leave you for like birds and shit to go and peck at you because your limbs are all broken and shit. You can't fucking stop anyone from attacking you and shit. So yeah, they did some fucking nasty shit back then, man.
Bye, Blackbird.
That would have sucked every time you're rolling around and you're getting cooked or you're getting fucking cut up with spikes and shit too.
Yeah, nah, put me on the other one. Hopefully I hit my head on the rock instantly.
Right. Now, we didn't mention any butt stuff yet. And I'm not going to start off with that, but this one, they ended up doing some butt stuff.
God damn it.
This was called the pear of anguish.
These butt fucking ass.
It was a pear-shaped device that they would use to put into someone's mouth, and then they would slowly start cranking it, and it would cause this pear-shaped device to open. And so it would slowly break teeth, break your jawline, all that kind of stuff.
God damn.
Now, if you were accused of doing some truly heinous ass shit,
like what?
Then, like rape. Okay. Parricide was a big one back then. Just a whole bunch of shit.
You would get paired.
They would stick it in your rectum.
They would pair you up
and tear you up. And same thing with women.
No, they didn't tear you up. They paired you up.
And same thing with the women. If the women were accused of like witchcraft and shit like that, they would shove it in their vagina and get to cranking.
Damn.
It was again.
I'm running around with broke vaginas after that.
Yeah. So and then from men getting a pear to the ass or women to the vagina, those were ones that could have caused death. The mouth, it was just a lot of pain and anguish. That's why they called it the pear of anguish. This was also another one of those ones where people were questioning if it ever really was used. They would see it and they thought that maybe it was just an intimidation factor, that no one ever actually used it because there was again no record of it being used. Which I challenge people this. Back then, how fucking well did people keep record?
I mean, they just
you had what, parchment paper?
Like did they keep records of everyone they killed? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
They
like
just kill you and then probably dump your body somewhere.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
One of the most common ways for people to get killed would be the stake. Right? You would be tied to or nailed to a post, and you would either be left somewhere to die or you would get set on fire at the stake. So pretty simple. You've seen plenty of movies and read plenty of stories at this point in your life to have heard of that one. So it's pretty simple. This one was called the tunica molesta. So this one was kind of a diabolical itself, because this one was used to torture people and basically turn them into a giant fucking flaming ball of fire. So they would take a tunic and they would engulf it in a bunch of different flammable materials. They would have someone wear it who was like already sentenced to death. They knew this person was supposed to be killed. And they would also use it as a form of entertainment. So what they would do is, like during gladiator fights and stuff like that, or at amphitheaters, they would light this motherfucker on fire, let him run around until they die. And it was basically to reenact the death of Hercules. Because I guess the story of Hercules, when he finally died, was someone tricked him to put on a tunic, and it started causing so much pain that he lit himself on fire.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that till I read this.
I thought after he fucking got hit in the Achilles,
You're thinking of Achilles, not Hercules, bro.
Yeah.
It's in the name. God damn it.
I'm drunky.
So this one has a funky name as well. And sorry if I messed this up, but it was Poena Culiae.
There we go. What?
And it translates to penalty of the sack. All right.
So what? Let me guess.
No butt stuff. Stop.
No, it's about your sack. They tied your sack to a horse and dragged it around.
No.
Okay.
You're wrong. All right. So this was, and I mentioned parricide. This was basically a torture that was reserved for people that committed parricide. If you don't know what parricide is, I don't blame you, because I didn't know either. Parricide is when you kill like when a child kills their parents.
That's what they're called, a parasite?
Parasite.
Okay.
So if you kill just your mother, it's matricide. If you kill just your dad, it's
Papacide?
patricide.
Should just name it Papacide. Like, sounds better. Patricide. Papacide.
Jesus. Anyways, so what they would do is they would take a big leather sack. They would throw you inside of this sack with like random animals like snakes, chickens, cats, dogs, monkeys, at some cases, rats. And then they would take you to a river or a lake and throw you in it.
Damn.
So because it's a leather sack, it's gonna retain its air a little bit more, so it's not gonna like fill up with water super fast. And you're sitting here fighting with fucking animals till
But the
you're
animals will kill you, and then
because they start freaking out. You start freaking out. Everyone's freaking out, sewed up in this fucking bag, and then you die.
And then they kill you, and then after you're dead, you fucking drown.
After you're dead, you fucking drown.
Yeah. After you're dead, your body drowns into the water, and you're just
and
gone.
then you're just stuck at the bottom.
Never
of the
seen
fucking,
again. You and the animals just donezo. Because you want to kill your parents.
Weird.
Sick ass shit.
Sick ass. You know what's sick is they did all these fucking tortures, and then they wonder why things like the Black Plague fucking happen. Yeah. Like y'all just threw people in the fucking lakes just so they could die, poisoning your water supply basically. Like you fucking idiots. Y'all as smart as y'all were then, you were dumb as fuck too. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. Again, there's a lot of different ones that I didn't write down to do for these episodes. Like there was one particular one with Vikings called the Blood Eagle that I didn't really do too much research on, but I will bring it up now that it's fresh in my head. When they wanted to torture you to death and they did a Blood Eagle, they would basically break your ribs from the back and your lungs, and they would fillet you outward. So they tie you up from trees with your hands, stretched out, and then they fillet that out.
If you guys ever watched the show Vikings, they do it in the show.
They did do that in one, and it was called a Blood Eagle. That was interesting. I wanted to see.
You wanted to see?
No, I wanted to see what if they had like an actual documented case of that being done too, though, because that could be another one of those things where they like said it was gonna happen and never really happened. Who fucking knows?
Right. Or it could be a case of the Mandela effect.
Oh my lord.
Who knows?
This guy is now that I brought him up on that Mandela effect, he has not let it go since. He's been He's been glued to it because now he's wondering anything he's ever thought was different. He's like, was it?
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm gonna tell my mom, is she a part of the Mandela effect?
Oh my.
Is she really my mom?
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, if there are
So what made you come up with this topic about these fucking torture devices, you freak?
Just wanting to do different things.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do different kind of episodes on different kind of stuff that you don't see too often of, right?
Right.
Like unless you go and Google this shit.
I thought you went somewhere or something and it's piqued your interest or something like that.
No, but as I constantly do, I'm constantly looking at different videos and things like that, trying to come up with different ideas for episodes to do. And that's why we always ask you guys as well, if there's something you want us to discuss, drop that comment and let us know, and we'll do an episode on it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
interesting. It's an interesting topic. I like it though. It's different.
It's definitely different.
Definitely freaky.
And it definitely could be done in more depth also. Like any one of these torture devices, I'm sure I could go in, get the information, and we could do an even deeper
we probably find out who got
into a lot of these.
Who really lasted the longest on the freaking butt pair before they died, or
there was like even the donkey one, whatever the hell that name was called. There was one case somebody lasted 90 minutes without having any problems.
Damn.
Which is, I guess, rare. So
surprised they didn't still let that person live.
Oh, they probably didn't afterwards.
Like it's a miracle.
Well, you got to remember, not all of these were designed for someone to die. A lot of these were either to extract truths or truths. Because, to get out of being tortured, you're going to eventually say whatever the fuck somebody wants you to.
Once you tell the truth, then you're actually convicted of whatever they accused you of, and then they probably killed you anyway.
In some cases.
But I guess a fast death is better than a slow one.
Truths, tortures, or to kill somebody. And maybe we'll do just execution devices like the guillotine. Maybe we'll do that on an episode.
Chop that.
But as always, subscribe, share, show you care. We'll see you guys next time.